In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a simple tassel angel. In my video, I have used some recycled chiffon ribbon that's been hand dyed, but you can also feel free to use any type of ribbon you may have around the house, or yarn or macrame cord. Any of those will work. In the description, I'll put the links in which I cut everything in. Also have some sparkly macrame cord that I'm using for the wings. You will need a different colored cord to use for the wings. I have a medium-sized bead. It's not the large bead like I used on the feather for the head of our angel. I also have a comb that I will be using to make sure that I'm able to comb out the wings later, and scissors. You'll need scissors to also trim up your angel and to trim those wings. So to get started, I'm basically just going to take the group of cord that I have already trimmed up. I have one extra. There's 10 pieces there. The 11th piece I've laid down, and then I'm just simply going to tie a knot at the halfway point of these strands. Now remember, this is just a really simple craft. So I'm just going to tie that knot in, just tied it twice. Give it a gentle pull downward as I pull the other two strands I used to tie it with upward. Now I'm going to feed those two strands that I used to tie with through the head hole of the angel. You can kind of give a gentle twist. And if you have to use a drill bit screwdriver to open up the hole, you can do that, or a bead reamer. Either one of those works to open up the head hole more if you need it. Now I've left space there, it's not the neck, to put our wings, and then I'm just going to tie a knot at the top because I'm going to use this ribbon to hang our angel on the tree. There, just like that. Once I've tied the knot, I can slide the bead back up more comfortably and it won't come off. Now we're going to attach our wings. I actually used this method when I did my macrame feather, but you take the loop, go under, just like that. You take another one, make a loop, and you're going to go on top. And you're going to feed the legs downward through the bottom loop, and then feed those legs upward through the top loop, and then you're going to pull away from each other to tighten. So I'm showing you there how they went down through that loop and then up through that loop. Now I'm going to tighten. Now I'm going to alternate these wings. So I'm going to go do the same method, but put my bottom loop in the opposite direction. So lift your angel head up and put it under. This loop made is going to go on top. I'm going to pull those non-working legs through. Push the other non-working legs down through. So up through, down through, pull to tighten. Hoping you can see this clear enough. Having a little bit of technical difficulty on this video as far as hesitation goes, but hopefully you can still see and understand what it is that we're doing here with this tassel angel. So I'm going to just take and trim it because I cut them a little long, and your angel wings will need to be about an inch and a half long on each side. Good inch and a half, not too long. If you want to go 2 inches, you can. It's a little bit of a crude cut, but I just do it that way first initially just to get the length off so I can comb it through. The same way you do the macrame feather, you comb the same way out for these wings. You want to firmly hold down the center with one hand while taking your comb in the other hand and just gently combing through using the wide tooth part of the comb. The wide tooth part of the comb initially just helps you get the comb through, and then you can use the finer teeth part to kind of give it more of a finished touch, and it makes it fuller. Now you can make this tassel angel using cotton frizz as well, just whatever materials you might have on hand. If you do use yarn, I say make it as fun as possible, and you can use different textures of yarn together to make your tassel. Or you can just use one solid color. It's completely up to you. Now to do the wings, I'm going to round them off a little bit, so just you can kind of see me cutting in like a little bit of a bowed cut. I do that for my feathers as well in a similar fashion. I just want them to look more wing-like for me. It's going to take a couple of trims just to finish it up, so don't worry about that. Again, I'd rather you cut too little than too much. And then you can just work your way back every time. Don't know why this video seems to be hesitating as much as the others. But again, hopefully you can kind of understand what's happening. So I have to go around and perfect and like make sure, because sometimes you get strands that for whatever reason they get folded underneath your wings, and then you just need to trim them up a little bit more. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I also had one side of my wings was longer than the other. I'm trying to even those out. The great thing about crafting is that it's not about perfection. And I like rustic crafts. Just kind of taking a look at her, and then I'm just going to trim across the bottom. You can trim her skirt at different lengths, or you don't have to trim it at all. I prefer to trim across the bottom. Sometimes I will trim into a point. Kind of like the gnome beard, but I really liked it just straight across and even for this particular one. And then I just evened up a little bit at the top above my knot. And that is her. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. Remember, you feel free to hang her up on your Christmas tree or on your presents.